Hiya, and welcome back to Heroes Advent. The game that teaches us that I think Festin is like Mort from Madagascar. Like, he looks all cuddly and innocent, but then you take a look at his rap sheet, and it's just horrifying crime after horrifying crime. To the point where you're genuinely scared of him. Because, like, who the fuck commit this many crimes? Will we die today? Find out in this episode of Festin's Amazing Adventure. If that becomes a thing, I will cry tears of joy. Anyways, let's just hop right in. We made it. That's a lot of guards around the gate. The Sit must be on high alert. You think they'll even let us in? We'll proceed with caution, but we can't be making fatal mistakes this early into the journey. Max took his place in front, leading us all towards the city's gates at the bottom of the hill. As you approached the gates themselves, you could make out the figure of several guards stationed outside. More than the 2 guards you would expect from a video game. Wait, I did say Heroes Advent, right? I'll find out in post. I'll find out when I'm editing. Halt! State your herald and business! I'll handle this. Don't say anything needless, Rye. Don't worry! From your place next to Alex, you watched Ray spur his hull forward to meet the guard a bit away from the main gate. Hello there, gentlemen! Yeah, we're not currently interested in your services, Raymond. Damn! Just right off the bat. It's been a while. I completely forgot that Ray was a bit of a hoe. He's a bit of a hoe. Maybe it was your imagination, but the guard seemed to shuffle uncomfortably, having to turn down Ray. Hey, wait, that's not... I'm not here looking for a good time. We're here from Crystal Coast at Guildmaster Alaric's orders to coup the evil king. Alex! So that missive wasn't a mistake. There really are sending more troops on another suicide mission. Fuck, this whole ordeal must have driven the governor mad. Darn straight. How can he still think about dethroning the king when a city is in shambles? A dumb, stupid idiot. I take you've already been made aware of Palermo's situation? Yes. A courier came earlier in the day to inform General Whitmore. As well, he's instructed us to take you to him. He wishes to personally discuss matters with you. We'll have you escorted to him. Do not speak to anyone and keep your hands away from your weapons and Fochi. Don't give us any more reason to distrust you. The guards are upset that they have to turn him down! They are! Oh my god! Is everyone in this world just that down bad? For Ray specifically! No one else! Just Ray! I will make sure my squad behaves themselves. Please lead the way. Calling towards the rest of the guards, a smaller door within the gates opens, allowing for you and your mounts to enter the city. I almost said mouths. It's like us and our mouths. Sheesh, what's with the cold reception?
They've been living on the border of the Akai's repellent field. They've only survived this long through necessary precaution.
This place feels totally different from when I first arrived in Crystal Coast. Guardian Crystal really keeps the pressure off everyone. Crossing the threshold of the Great Iron Gate, the fortress's interior stood in stark contrast to its ravaged and fortified exterior. The buildings and streets appeared clean and orderly. The architecture, reminiscent of modern-day brutalism in chalky tones, functioned over visual appeal. I actually like brutalism. Durgs are the shit. Dragons are fucking awesome. But you know what's even more awesome? You know what's even more awesome? Dragons on a boat. Because boats are fucking cool. Dragons on a boat. Because boats are cool as fuck. And I will die on that hill. There is nothing cooler than a dragon on a boat. Nothing cooler. Except dinosaurs on a boat. That is even more awesome. Dinosaurs on a boat. Several guards stationed near the entrance approached you cautiously, taking the reins of the hooves from their riders.
You'll have to leave your mounts here. We can't have them running amok within the city streets.
You are forced to comply as the others dismount first, Alex helping you down. Woo! Somehow your foot slipped, causing you to fall off the horse, only to fall into Alex's arms. This is Alex's route. Jail for that guy. Jail for 1,000 years.
Watch what you're doing, Dave. You nearly took us both down to the ground.
You dare assault... You dare assail me. In the fucking Pentagon or some shit. You dare assail me. Oh, jail for Alex. Jail for 1 million years.
Watch what you're doing, Dave. You nearly took us both down to the ground.
Oops, sorry, Alex. Would have pinned you under me if you didn't catch me. Oh, he wanted that. Oh, he wanted that.
Maybe I'll let you fall on your jaw next time.
Oh my god, he totally wants it. He totally wants it. Oh my god. He wants it so bad. We're about to blurred lines him. What do they make dreams when you got them jeans on? What do we need steam for? You're the hottest bitch in this place. I feel so lucky. You wanna hug me? What rhymes with hug me? Hey. Oh, he wants it so bad.
Maybe I'll let you fall on your jaw next time.
The Lynx stomped off in a huff, hiding in front of Ray as they gathered with the guards to be escorted. Being escorted down what appeared to be the main road, you could feel the air heat up as you approached the large chimney that towered over the tops of the buildings. As you rounded the corner, a deafening roar of fire filled the town square, a fresh wave of heat spilling through the streets. From high above, from the towering black chimney's exhaust flickered a gout of flame. Several people, clad in heavy-duty foundry equipment, quickly serviced the hearth with hasty precision. The guards take you around the perimeter of the furnace, delivering you in front of a large, stately building that sat directly behind the it. These are the ones. Let General Whitmore know that they have arrived. Understood! You best behave yourselves. This isn't your Palermo. You'd speak to General Whitmore with respect and deference. Be grateful that he has accepted to meet you at all. General Whitmore waits. Get going. Without further direction, you filed in one by one, quickly directed past the small reception room towards a staircase to the second floor. He should be honored to meet Dave. Dave is cool as shit. The second floor landing opened up to a hallway, with Whitmore's office in the furthest room. General Whitmore, your guests have arrived. Right. Send them in. The guard ushered you in, holding the door wide open, closing it behind you as soon as you had all huddled into the office. The room was much smaller than Alaric's, but the claustrophobic proportions, muted colors, and rigorous organization filled you with a sense of unease. The man sitting behind the desk rose to greet you, an ocelot by the telltale marks running from his eyebrows to his hairline. Is this Sherlock Holmes? Is this man secretly Sherlock Holmes? He caught his gaze, almost at eye level with you. Compared to the imposing yet welcoming form of Alaric, I unplugged my headphones again. Headphones have been plugged back in. His stature was shorter than Max and Ray, though his piercing caramel gaze commanded obedience. Welcome. Welcome, men of Palermo. The general spoke up again, his distinct accent much more apparent now that you were all in front of him. Who among you is this... Dave? That would be me, sir. You stepped forward from the squad, leaving yourself open to be scrutinized by the stern-looking general's sharp gaze. I hope you were treated well by my men on your way here. Allow me to cut to the chase. The general briefly glanced aside, changing his tone almost immediately. Governor Alaric has sent message that a deployment of his mercenaries were to arrive today, and that we are to give aid on their journey to confront King Leonhard. I was told that among their ranks was the prophesized hero we've been waiting for. From what I see before me now, I can see the merits behind this last resort. I appreciate your confidence in me, sir, but I've still much to learn. So as I shot wide open, those expression did not waver. A sensible man. You'll get far with that attitude. You felt Max's hand rest onto your shoulder, casting you a look to allow him to inject himself into the conversation. Sir! General Whitmore, is it all possible for us to rest and resupply here? With Palermo in ruins and our circumstances, we need all the resources we can muster.
We intend to make our way to Venetia, however, due to the political climate, we can't be certain if they'd be willing to aid our cause. Firenze was our first choice due to its treaties with Crystal Coast. That's right, we are duty-bound to collaborate, however, it does not mean we will agree to any request without question. Hang on a tick, aren't you technically part of Crystal Coast too? That's right, under the color of the treaties, Firenze is part of Palermo's sovereignty. Governor Alaric and I have been in communications to support one another. However, we are, and always have been, independent of Crystal Coast's politics. We've sworn allegiance to the city of Palermo to improve our chances of survival against that bastard king's influence. It would be well within my authority to have you escorted out the way you came. However, I cannot, in good conscience, turn you away without a fighting chance. You will be allowed to wander within the city's walls and barter for supplies with those in it. In return, you will not be offered lodging, nor be allowed within our walls by dusk. The guys broke into a hushed discussion at the Ocelot's words, evidently taken aback by the specific limitations. May I ask the reason for such stipulations, General? Though brief, you could catch out of the corner of your eye at Whitmore's gaze flicked to you for a moment, before re-establishing eye contact with Max. Hang on. Yeah, we have 0 corruption. Part of Alaric's missive included the details of the Guardian Crystal's downfall. We were made aware that a traitor had integrated himself among your ranks. I do not doubt that Governor Alaric has the utmost faith in you. However, I will not run that risk with our great furnace, for the sake of Firenze, that she may still stand. Understood, General Whitmore. We shan't betray the clemency you have given us. Returning to a seat at his desk, the Ocelot seems to quickly engross himself upon the papers on his desk, giving his final address to you. Yes, now leave. Get out of my sight. Go. Bye! You waste precious daylight. Leave! You only have until the curfew bell at sundown to get your affairs in order. Then you need to leave. I advise you save us the trouble of hunting you down, allowing yourselves to be escorted out at that time. The guards will take you to the city's borders, where you may set up camp under our jurisdiction, should those beasts beset you. That is more than we could have asked for, General. You have my thanks. Very good. Guards, our business is done. Ordina e prosperita. Whitmore visibly froze up at the phrase, languidly lifting his head to meet that of the Malamute leader. He gave Max a discerning squint as he maintained his salute proudly. Ordina e prosperita. Dismissed. I tried to make General Whitmore serve. Did I succeed? By 70%, that's still passing, I think. Going out the same way you came, the guards escorted you back to the main square, leaving you without question to wander freely like tourists abandoned by their tour guide. Oh my god.
I suggest we split up, that way we can use our time more effectively.
Ah, great. I have to check what I'll need from the tavern here. I'll go with you then. I'll need to take everyone's weapons to be maintained at the forge while we're here.
There isn't much for me to do here. I'll stay by the stables. I don't want them rummaging through my gizmos.
You guys have that all covered. I guess I'll stretch my legs for a bit. Riding the hooves is good and all, but I need to use my legs sometimes. What about you, Dave? What are you doing? I guess I'll see what I can find out. There's still a lot I don't know about this whole war. Max seemed taken aback by the comment. Ray and Alex averting their gazes, seemingly ashamed not having informed you better about the stakes placed upon you. Alright, then it's settled. We'll meet back here at the Great Furnace when the curfew bell chimes.
Noted. Now, less talking, more walking. Get a move on, people.
Oh, that's right, Dave. Yes? Take this. The bear handed you an empty pouch, seemingly larger than the ones typically seen for holding coins. Oh, bag? A goodie bag, yes. Since you'll be managing your own supplies, will be nice to have your own bag to hold everything, no? I said sheemingly. Like, S-H-E-E-M-I-N-G-L-Y. Sheemingly. Yeah, good call. Thanks, Cody. Take care now. I'll see you with the others later. With that, the group broke, heading in separate directions, leaving you without direction in front of the city hall. Cursory glance of your surroundings, you spot an old weathered map nailed to a notice board next to City Hall. It seemed to predate the current layout of the city, but it would serve as a place to start. Where should you go first? Never eat soggy wheat. Never eat soggy wheat. Are we going to never eat soggy or wheat? Actually, I'm gonna create a quick poll so we can decide what to do. Which one are we going to? Always go wheat. Yes. I like the way you think. Visiting the general's office. We went wheat. Never go wheat. Visiting the general's office. You just had to go back into City Hall where there are some questions that you wanted to ask General Whitmore. However, as you approached the staircase, you were stopped by the guards. Halt! You do not have permission to be here. I just have a few questions for General Whitmore. The general is a very busy person. Anything you need to ask, you can ask his secretary. Over to the desk a short distance away from the stairwell. Okay. You turned back to them. Neither seemed particularly eager to hear anything else come out of your mouth. Not trying to test their patience, you walked over to the front desk. Behind the desk was yet another guard, oddly enough, though without the helmet to obscure that they were a mouse. Not only a only not as small as the other mouse you had met. Good afternoon. How can I help you? Hey, I have a few questions about Firans. Sure thing. How may I address you? I'm Melody, by the way. She reached over to you, shaking your hand without further prompting. Oh, Dave. I'm Dave. Uh-huh. What was it that you wanted to ask about, Dave? What'd you like to do? What is the Great Furnace, the Evil King, the current situation, or your name? Actually, do you want the personal question about your name? That does sound sort of out of place. Well, yeah, because it's a nickname. Oh, so your actual name is the Mouse Secretary seems to avert her gaze momentarily before looking back at you bashfully. Ashley. My squad mates call me Moushley for some reason. You better not get any ideas, Buster. Jeez, I haven't even said a word. Good. Keep it that way, capiche? So, you often wear that armor too? Yes, did you expect me to be in some kind of castle fighting its evil residents? Shouldn't that be your role to play, hero? Wow, I don't even... Well, that's enough about me. Is there anything else you'd like to ask? Oh, oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. We're like... Actually, what is our level? I think we're closer to level 3, Lug. Okay, we're gonna ask about the Great Furnace. What can you tell me about the Great Furnace outside? It's a furnace. What do you think? Right, I guess I walked into that one. Mouse Girl chuckled your brief bewilderment. I mean, why is it so important to the city? There's not much I'm authorized to tell you aside from the obvious. The furnace is just that. It's the main source of heat for most of our metalwork and artisanal needs. The smoke it produces seems to disorient nether beasts, though it doesn't deter them to the level of Crystal Coast's barrier. I see. Is there anything else you want to know? I'm turning down the music because it is like blasting in my ears. The Evil King! Monarch Friedrich Lionheart, right? Is that his actual full name? I mean, I wouldn't know. His name never really came up while I was in Crystal Coast. Yes, most Outlanders wouldn't know this. But our people have studied quite a bit about who he was, where he came from. I suppose it's not wrong to call him evil, though no one around here likes to call him king. We don't like to recognize his authority around here, especially not within General Whitmore's presence. Right. Do you know how he became like this? Well, according to our academy professors, it was a meteoric rise. Back when I was a little girl and General Whitmore was just Lieutenant Whitmore, Firenze was called Florentia, the city of eternal blossoms. Around that time, rumors were spreading that a new monarch had taken the seat of power at Gallant. It seemed like his influence followed closely behind these rumors. The refugees that had brought those rumors said Lionheart had somehow distorted the harmony in the crystals. I'm tired of doing that voice. We're still not sure what that means. All the testimony was unreliable. It must have been tough to grow up with. I wouldn't know. It's the only life I've known. Can I help you with anything else? It's not looking good, according to our scouts. How bad is it, actually? The amount of nether creatures have been increasing over the past week. The increase in numbers have emboldened them to attack the city walls directly. So far, they've never reached the interior. Whitmore said they were exchanging reports with Crystal Coast. Do you trade news with any of the other cities? The only other city we have any contact with is Venetia. When I last spoke to their courier, it seemed like there was some amount of internal conflict among their ranks. I hope he's doing alright. Oh! Speaking of Venetia, we got a weird report about an unnatural fog rolling towards the settlement. Some of the glass eyes was definitely magic in nature. Sorry, glass eyes? Yeah, soldiers who focus on their elemental foci over melee and ranged weapons. Oh, mages! Nah, they aren't as frail as those bookworms. Damn! But that wasn't the weirdest part. One of the archers said they spotted a feline-shaped silhouette at the center of it. That's definitely Ashford. That's his name! That's his fucking name! That's what it was! It was Ashford. I completely forgot. Oh, I completely forgot what his name was. Fuck. Anywho, did you need anything else? Nothing else I can think of. I guess I'll just go back to exploring on my own. Alrighty, glad I could help. Take care. Bye. Yeah! I was trying to figure out his name, but I didn't want to ask. I didn't want to ask and seem like a complete and total dumbass, even though I am. Fuck. Looks like you're done here. Returning to the map. Alright, it looks like eat is the second next voted. So we're going eat. Visiting the barracks. I don't want to reread that. We're going to Never next. That's what I'm talking about! You've got a filthy mind for such a hero. Why, thank you. Really, you're incorrigible. No! 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 Ha! It did! But now we have negative corruption! Seen anything unusual in the area the past few days? There was one thing. A cloud of fog was seen traveling eastbound. Some of the rangers were saying there was something in the middle of it. Those layabouts see nether beasts in their own shadows. They must have imagined it. And when did they say they saw it? It was just yesterday, wasn't it? Yes, the same day we felt that shockwave. We received the report this morning about it. Oh yeah, that's right. I see. Thanks for the information. The jackal shifted in his seat, a sudden gloom dragging down his features. Sounds like you've got some ideas to what that was. See? Now we have -2 corruption. Your tailor is dead! He's dead! I killed him! Haha! Sounds like you've got some ideas. Only a theory. A game theory. We'll keep it to yourself. We don't need more speculations going around. Ignorance is bliss, you hear? Me!
The final blow was me! I actually can't remember. It's been 2 years.
That's fair, I guess. What can you tell me more about General Whitmore?
General Whitmore? Up until a few years ago, he was just Lieutenant Whitmore.
Actually, let's check our inventory. Our goodie bag. Nothing happened. Oh, shit! We could just drop our wallet! We have 6,700 coins. A standard uniform, a goodie bag, and an entire fucking sword.
Just Lieutenant Whitmore.
It's not a title he holds with particular pride. Why wouldn't he?
It was during a siege when Leonhardt's army first hit our borders. It's the Master Sword. Da 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 da. Former General Brixton was killed while leading the charge, leaving former Lieutenant Whitmore to charge in her place. It was General Whitmore who had us refocus our resources into fortifying Florentia and Firons. He didn't want us to suffer the same fate that Venetia had.
Sounds like the general made drastic changes on a superior's death.
General Brixton was a whirlwind of a woman. She could decimate entire squadrons with the swing of her warhammer. She was the envy of Florentia's ladies, catching the eyes of wayward suitors. Even Whitmore wasn't immune to her charms. Talk around town, he was trying to court her. And it sounded like he'd been successful. But she said she'd give him a definite answer once the war was over.
Another tragedy at the hands of the evil king.
How do you know all of that? Yes, where did you come by this information?
What is this, some kind of intervention? I just heard it through the grapevine like anything else.
The kangaroo seemed to close himself off on the matter, even under the intensity of his cohort's stares. Still, I can understand why he's taken security so seriously.
Indeed, and so far it's spared our little city. At least it's fared better than what happened to Palermo recently.
I think that's all I need to know for now. Let you get back to your game.
Alright then, make sure you abide by the General's orders.
I will.
It's nice getting to talk to you. Take care. Come on, you idiots. Let's keep playing so I can clean you out.
Three returned to their games, completely forgetting about your presence as the cards and wood chips shuffled across the table. It was probably best to move on. Looks like you're done here. Returning to map. Visiting the mess hall. You decided to go to the mess hall in the hopes of finding ingredients to stock up for the journey ahead. Wait, did the UI break? It broke! Much like some of the other buildings, the mess hall was built with minimalism in mind. The UI is broken! Okay, it's unbroken. The exterior built tough with a cavernous interior to hold all the hungry soldiers, still clad in their uniforms, winding down with their dinners. And towards the back was a counter, behind which you spotted Cody examining the back rooms with what you assumed was a cafeteria server, scrutinizing ingredients in the shelf, boxes, and snacks under the watchful gaze of the staff. Excuse me, this is the mess hall, right? Can I buy some rations off of you?
Yes, though don't get your hopes up for anything big. We haven't been getting any large shipments lately to spare much.
That's alright, can I look at what you can spare?
Sure, see that bear back there? Just pick something from the area and bring it here.
We're gonna talk to Cody. We decided to approach the Cody. We approached the Cody. Hey, Cody. Oh, hey, Dave, looking for supplies, too? Was there something specific you wanted me to make? Not really, just seeing what they've got. What about you? You look like you can't find what you needed. I was hoping to get some ingredients for everyone's favorite meals. He's so thoughtful! But the quality isn't quite what I would have hoped for. Can't expect much when it looks like they only keep preserves here. I know I can't be picky about it, but I'm not going to overpay on subpar ingredients. We have to make every coin last. That's true. We're going to hang out with him later. You decide to leave the Cody to look through the shelves and asking the staff about the price of each ingredient. I'll come back in a bit.
Alright.
Looks like you're done here. Returning to the map. Okay, Sog or Ghee? He is no longer Cody, he is now the Cody. It's like the artist formerly known as Prince. You gotta say the full thing. We're going to Ghee. Saw Ghee. Is it broken again? broken again! What the nut? Oh, there we go. It's unbroken. And it looks like Saw and Ghee are no longer available. Ever eat soggy wheat? They're not available! No Sog and Ghee! Only sadness visiting the barracks. We don't have access to Sog and Ghee. The game is soft locked. The game is soft locked. Son of a bitch. It's not like a traditional soft lock where we can just like do that. However, the game is bugged. Like, the game is bugged out. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Still not available. Fuck. Fuck me. The game broke. The game broke. Yep, thankfully autosaves exist. So let me run that real quick. The game broke. Fuck. Alright, let's try this again. We cannot go to Sog and Ghee. We still can't go. See what they have. Jesus Christ! We're just gonna... Oh, coffee beans. Maybe buy nope, buying. There we go. Passing by the city center, you ended up at what seems to be the market quarters. Rugged shops and merchant stalls stood along the side street. There's a familiar face browsing the wares of an artificer shop. The Link seemed deep in thoughts, muttering something to himself, inspecting the different trinkets and tools from the shelves out front. Yes. Here goes nothing. Alex, hey!
Oh, it's you. How'd your fill of wandering fire-ins?
Not yet, I guess. What are you up to?
Oh, just browsing their material selection. I still require some for my research.
Oh, any luck so far?
No, it's alright. It's alright. I don't think they have the specific harmony tuning fork I'm looking for either way. So, still, what is it? I don't suppose you're just seeking me here for small talk.
Well, I just wanted to chat with you for a bit, if that's okay.
Might as well, I suppose.
You followed the links to a vacant bench on the side as you both took a seat.
So, what is it that you wanted to talk about, Dave?
Well, how are you holding up?
Why the sudden concern? Can't you see I'm still on duty as per usual?
Despite the snide remark, you could still spot a hint of somberness in his eyes. Alex.
Besides, even if I said everything in full, would you be able to help?
Listen, I know things just came crashing down really fast. The attack, the lab, us going away like this. It's been a lot, but you can talk to us about it. We're all in this together, right? The Lynx only sighed and remained silent for some time.
I appreciate the offer, Dave. But I'm fine, really. There's no need to be worried about me.
Well, maybe, but what about you, Alex? Are you worried?
Worried? What could I possibly be worried about?
Ray or Sebastian? What the hell just happened? What the hell just... What about back at home?
Back at home?
Yeah, like, since you're away from the manor, aren't you worried about Sebastian? I know he handled himself pretty well, just, you know, an old guy like him on his own still a cause for worries, right? If he's an old man, then he's hot, and he's looking good for his age.
Hold on, old?
Oh, is he not old?
No, not at all. Perhaps looks can be deceiving, but this is the first time I've ever heard someone calling Sebastian old.
Whoops, my bad, I didn't know. So how old is he then?
If you must know, he's 34, and no, even if you were old, I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be worried of his or the Aegis Manor's safety at all.
Oh, that's not old.
He's one of our finest butlers my family appointed from a young age to accompany me.
Oh, so he's sort of your big brother.
I wouldn't call him that, though I suppose he may or maybe not be an older brother to me.
Right, I see. Ray? Ray, maybe?
Huh? Rye? He's one of the guild's most effective scouts. Why would I be worried about him?
Well, I'm just throwing it out there.
Couldn't be more off the mark.
I guess. And you, are you worried about yourself?
Hold on, where are you going with this, Dave? It's like you to ask such meddlesome questions.
I mean, when you put it that way, it's not like you to be so guarded either.
Guarded? How do you know that to be the case,
Exactly my point. How do you know for sure that I don't usually ask questions like these? I just want to understand, yeah?
Very well, have it your way then. What do you want to know?
What about your family?
My family?
Yeah.
What is there to talk about? I've already told you all there is to know about Sebastian.
Not just him, I mean...
No. I mean, what is there to know about them?
Well, it's just that you rarely ever bring them up in conversation. I just wanted to know more.
What is there to know more about them, Dave? You know all there is to know about them. And supposedly, I indulge you and lay it all on the table. What then? What use do you get out of that information? How is that going to help us against the king?
It's not about the evil king, Alex. It's about... you.
Me?
Yeah, I can tell things have been hard for you. It's not good to bottle it up, you know. Alex, is something making you upset?
Upset? Of course I'm upset! What choice do I have? The entire city burns at the touch of the nether plague. Yes, my lab was essentially destroyed in the flood. We may have salvaged some, but gone is a large portion of my work. Festin also nearly drowned had we tarried a moment longer. We were forced to leave behind our home, to go on what could be seen as a suicide mission. I'm not upset, Dave. I'm mad! Mad!
Alex,
Apologies. I did not mean to raise my voice at you.
No, it's fine. Honestly, I'm surprised you didn't yell at me sooner.
Sometimes even I'm surprised at how much I can keep myself together despite everything stacking up like it has been. So many unwanted variables, constantly shifting and changing course in such a short time span, no less. After a while, you just don't know if you got a handle on anything.
I see. Sorry for adding more on top of everything.
Since you realize the errors of your ways, I suppose you are forgiven. I also was rather harsh on you just now. Still, you brought it upon yourself, Dave. Try not to ask too many menial questions when I'm in a foul mood. Whatever you thought that might have achieved, it did the opposite.
Sorry, I'll keep that in mind for next time.
As you should. Well, I suppose that's all there is to it. You should get back to whatever you were doing, Dave.
Will you be alright on your own?
Of course. Just leave me to sit with my thoughts for a while longer.
Alright. See you later, Alex.
Likewise.
go here. Fine. We'll buy more. So, Cody, yes? Have you learned anything useful while you've been here? Not really. Most of what I've heard from the kitchen staff is how Crystal Coast's fall will affect their supply chain. The city will prioritize supplies for the rebuilding effort, that's for sure. Yeah, they're already being stingy on what they're willing to let go, and what they do sell is getting price jacked for the impending scarcity. They're selling some pretty cheap cuts of game meat for a whole gold piece, and it's already a few days old. Can't they hunt for more game meat like we did? They can, but without the protective barrier of the account, most of the wild game animals are becoming corrupted. Right. All the ones we killed in Crystal Coast. Is there nothing that can be done about it? Nothing short of cutting out the problem from the source. The king. Hope we can actually do that. I believe we can. We have you on our side, after all. You know it. I'll take the king down personally and restore peace across the land. It's no big deal for a hero like me. Give honey to Cody. That's right, we do have honey. Oh yeah, Cody. I picked this up for you. Something for me? Oh, this is... I had wanted to get it, but it would have ruined our budget. Then I'm glad I got it for you. Thanks, Dave. You have no idea how much I wanted this. You're welcome. Looks like you're done here. Time to return to the camp. Hang on, let me check my inventory. The gates open at 5:30 daybreak. You will be allowed back in then. Now please, vacate the city perimeter. Understood. We will be taking our leave then. Departing from the city's main gates, Ray immediately went looking for a place to set up camp. As the others joined in the effort, it didn't take long for them to find a clearing not too far away, as the dragon drove a wooden stake in the ground, tying a bright red cloth to the top. This is so their sentinels have a clear line of sight to your camping grounds. In case of emergencies? Yep. Everyone gathered around the marked spot. Tents were quickly set up in the blink of an eye. Whoa, that was fast. Guess this wasn't their first outing together. The others headed off to their designated tasks, Cody at the fire pit preparing dinner. Alex tended to his gadgets and gizmos, Max going through everyone's equipment. Ray seemed to be gathering more firewood nearby. After some time, he found the Lynx in front of his tent, still going through his crystal gadgets, now scattered across his makeshift workbench. He's quickly jotting down on his note, muttering to himself. He remembered him doing something similar back at the stables. Perhaps he hadn't finished yet. Not long after, dinner was ready, as everyone wordlessly gathered around the fire pit. Aside from the change in scenery, this didn't feel too dissimilar from when you set up a camp at the Akai. Most of dinner time was spent with everyone exchanging their findings during the day. As you chimed in with what you've gathered, the Fireman's locals have cited suspicious activities in the nearby woods not long after Guardian Crystal's fall. A dense fog was also seen towards the general direction of Venetia.
That will present quite an obstacle to our journey towards Venetia.
Agreed. While we don't have definitive proof based on what we've seen, that fog might very well be Ashford.
And if that really is the case, we may run into an unprecedented concentration of nether creatures and army along the way.
We should prepare for the worst. Yeah, that'll take first century for us tonight. Sure about that, Roy? Yeah, why not? My sense of smell might not be as sharp as yours, but I can keep an eye out even when the fire pit burns out. Well, your night vision is the best out of all of us.
Well, if there's nothing urgent, I'll be on my way. I wanted to do some maintenance on my gadgets, especially this early on.
Good call. Leave it to you then, Alex. Actually, I should clean up as well. Guess everybody got their thing to take care of. As you and the others sat around waiting for Cody to finish, Alex briefly explained to you the general rules of cards. Despite the slightly different terminology used, you could more or less grasp that it worked pretty much the same as the card games you were familiar with. Surprised you was the amount of custom illustrations on each card. As pointed out before, the sage's likeness have taken place of the typical face cards. Alex also explained that the jacks and queens of each suit were various historical heroes from the sage's realms. Jokers, on the other hand, looked like two pairs of nether crystals and what appeared to be an interpretation of the ether crystals. He noticed Cody approaching the fire pit as he finished his task, bringing what looked like a picnic blanket. Everyone quickly gathered around the impromptu picnic area you set up with Cody, just in time for Alex to announce the first round of games. It was a rule set called Oko Loco. The first person in turn determines a suit and number. And the next person either tries to play by the exact number suit, and the 8 card will be used to switch to a new suit. That is just Uno. You just realized that this was suspiciously similar to a game back in your world. They're playing Uno. The box of card came and also had an X carved onto the top. Wow. Pay attention, Dave. You just forfeited your turn. Oh, whoops. It's alright. It's my turn now. Oh, that's the last card. I won. Max dropped the 6 of club onto the pile, which was also his last card on hand, much to the other's bewilderment. The Malamute was struggling to manage his cards at the start of the game, yet here he stood, the victor. Wow, talk about lucky break.
No way.
Congrats. Thank you, thank you. And so the games went on for a while. Alex did change the rule set to a few different ones. Some you did recognize as poker, blackjack, and other types of card games you were familiar with. Either by sheer luck or skill, Max went on to win the next several rounds of games with Alex in tow. No one else seemed to be so lucky, though Alex eventually decided to end the game after he'd finally won again. Soon enough, it was time for everyone to wind down. Everyone began to tidy up the camp before heading to sleep. I like how we're just sitting here with -2 corruption. Max seemed to have thought of a sleep schedule for each and everyone. Despite his best intentions, however, some, including Alex, seemed far too relentless to sleep. Restless. From within your tent, you could see Alex's tent still alight. Should you go talk to him? Yeah. Upon closer look, you found Alex's tent wide open, though the lynx was nowhere to be seen. You caught Max on the way back from his shift. He said the lynx was wandering around the perimeter. Though even the he wasn't sure why Alex was out and about at nighttime either. Before you could ask more, Max excused himself to alert Ray for the next shift before turning to his to catch some Z's. Would you go look for him? Yes. Might as well. We're gonna go look for the Alex. Decided to look around for Alex. There was this inexplicable force, almost like an urge, drawing you towards the forest's quiet embrace. The night was serene, only occasionally disturbed by the sound of rustling leaves, the crickets' chirp, and the hoot of some unknown night critter, possibly a Nickdole. You trod cautiously across the clearing. The moonlight filtered through the canopy, painted a silvery trail on your path. Eventually, on the other end of the clearing, you spotted a familiar silhouette leaning against a tree. It was a lynx, eyes to the sky, seemingly lost in thought. His expression was calm, yet you could sense a smidgen of something deeper, a sense of concern, or perhaps longing. As he noticed your approach, he didn't seem one bit surprised, only replied with a knowing smirk.
Couldn't sleep, huh?
He said, his tone softened by the surrounding ambience. You nodded and stepped closer. Yeah, something keeping you up as well, Alex? He stared at you for a moment.
It's got into you, Dave, interrogating me all day like so.
Well, like I said, I just want to talk to you, that's all.
That's all? Please.
I'm serious. I don't know about you, but with the others, it's quite simple to just approach them and talk. But with you, it feels like you don't want to talk to me even after we've known each other for a bit.
Then allow me to spell it out for you. What do you seek out of this relationship?
Seek? Hey, no, it's not that deep. I just wanted to be your friend.
Do you now? You do notice by now what I am, don't you?
A renowned scientist?
Well, that. But also, I am the only son of the Crystal Coast Lake Governor, heir to the Agus Mining Company.
Oh, that's right, you are. What about it?
People only ever approach me because of my social status. I could no longer keep track of the amount of people that approach me, got all buddy-buddy only to extort this friendship for their personal gains. Or they wanted something from Uncle.
From Alaric? I guess that makes sense.
I was once almost held captive as a bargaining chip to coerce my father into passing a new policy. If not for Max and the others, I might have spent a few weeks, if not months, inside a dusty cellar somewhere near the old mines.
Oh, that's horrible. Is that why you're so closed off against the world? Well, quite literally?
I suppose burying myself with work in the subterranean lab was one way of maintaining security. Minimal social contact with others, all the time in the world to focus on my projects, worked like a charm. What's not to love about it?
You spent all those years working on crystal tech?
Research, development, experimentation. Yes, I loved this line of work, or rather, what used to be my line of work. Say, how familiar with are you with alternate realities, Dave?
Huh? I mean, I guess I'm from a different dimension, so mostly from movies and games. Wait, why are we getting into this all of a sudden?
Because that's the reason why I got into crystal technology research to begin with. You know how we can only control elements attuned to our mage frequency?
Yes, that's the basic elemental harmonization, right?
Consider alternate realities as waves or frequencies of existence. There have been numerous hypotheses that our reality is merely one such frequency in the vast tapestry of the universe. As such, it may be feasible to resonate with another reality in order to observe, not influence it.
Wait a minute. by that logic, everything is canon to Heroes Advent. Literally everything, whether it's related or not, is canon in Heroes Advent. Everything is canon. And I'm not just saying that as a fucking to be a dumbass. I am being dead serious right now. By that exact logic, everything in Heroes Advent is canon. Not just Silk Song. Everything. Like, anything you can think of is canon. Because I don't want to go into, like, audio bullshit, but, like, there's basically an infinite number of frequencies. Which means there's an infinite number of realities. And I don't know if you know this, but infinity is really fucking big. It's never ending. So basically, everything in existence plus some is canon. Like, if we go purely by Alex's logic, everything is canon. Simply because there's an infinite number of frequencies. Which means there's a reality that Dave never came here. There's a reality where Dave failed. There's a reality where Alex wasn't left alone in life. There's a reality where Max is living happily. There's a reality for everything. And I don't know if you realize how heartbreaking that is. Because that is heartbreaking. To me, at least. Because it means that despite the fact that there is an infinite number of realities, they're forced to suffer. Despite the fact that there's an infinite number of realities where their lives are infinitely better, they have to suffer. And there's another reality where they don't win. They fail. And I don't know about you, but that's heartbreaking. That's horrifying. It is horrifying to think about.
As such, it may be feasible to resonate with another reality in order to observe, not influence it.
That's exactly what it is. It's just the many worlds interpretation theory.
This suggests that each reality operates on their own unique vibrational wavelength, and through resonance, one might even gain access to an innumerable amount of realities or even dimensions. You see what I'm getting at with this?
I guess, but how do you even achieve that? Through mage resonance magic or something?
Yes. That's precisely the basis of it. By mastering the art of resonance, we can potentially explore parallel universes, interact with otherworldly beings, even altering events across different timelines. This opens up countless possibilities for understanding the nature of existence beyond our current perception, as well as offering limitless potential for scientific breakthroughs and philosophical exploration.
Right. That sounds very grandiose and all, but
Huh?
it's not just for the greater good, right? Like, why do you want to see another reality so bad? Is this one not good enough for you? Alex quietly took out a crystal shard, holding it up for you to see. It was small yet brilliantly chiseled. It faintly glimmered under the moonlight like a tiny galaxy trapped within its grasp.
You know,
His voice trembled, both with hope and a sense of heartbreak.
do you think there'd be a universe out there where they are still alive? Where my parents survived where they tore them away from me that day?
Watched him closely, his own expression shadowed with empathy. Don't you hate the people that started all of this?
Perhaps at first. I tried to study the evil king, finding ways to exterminate the Nether Plague entirely. But then the more I learned about him, the more I felt as though our pain and suffering was similar. The crimes his Nether Plague and army had committed made them forever irredeemable. Sooner or later, they will fall. But I don't really care about all of that anymore. All the people that died to him, my parents, none of them deserve to go out that way. I just wanted to see them again. I just wanted them to see me. To know that I never gave up. That I've become more than the frightful child they left behind. What I wouldn't give for one such moment, Dave. Just one.
He inhaled between each sentence, his thoughts drifting between longing and the weight of reality. His grip on the shard tightened, as if it were the very bridge to whatever world beyond.
I often wonder what their final thoughts were, seeing that I couldn't save them back then.
His voice wavered as he looked at you, his eyes shimmering with unshed tears. You sighed softly, never expecting Alex to be such a tearful thing. You both glanced towards the moon. Its radiance offered brief moments of respite, of reprieve, a reminder of celestial wonder, that not everything in this world had been consumed by corruption. Looking back at Alex, you gently rested a hand on his shoulder, taking him back to the present. Alex, whatever happens, we'll face it together. You're not alone in this. Not now, not ever. Yeah. We'll find a way. Whether in this reality or another, but you have to promise me one thing.
Promise? What kind of promise?
That no matter what you find or where you go, never lose yourself in that pursuit. Promise me you'll remember who you are, what you've already accomplished, and know that we're all proud of you. Alex remained silent, his eyes fixated on the crystal shard, though for the first time it held not just a glimmer of hope and promise of another reality, but also the strength to carry him forward. Hey, you may not know, but you're stronger than you think. Maybe not physically, but emotionally, definitely. You keep pushing through research after research, projects after projects, trying to find hope. You're strong, Alex. Never forget that, alright?
I'll try, Dave, I promise. I'll never stop trying.
The lynx brushed over the shard one more time before putting it away. He turned his eyes to you, a familiar look of determination, yet his cheeks were rather red.
Alright, Dave, that pep talk wasn't half bad, but we should get going.
Huh? But I was just trying to motivate us.
I know, and I appreciate it, but now's the time to snap back to reality. Starting with getting some rest. I'm quite exhausted, actually.
Well, fair enough. Let's head back then.
Agreed.
You both headed back to the camp, bidding each other goodnight upon arrival. Returning to your tent, you quickly flopped down to your bedroll and closed your eyes. Though the distant howling along with the crackling fire pit kept you from falling asleep. Man. Whatever. Determined, you closed your eyes, sought out your tranquility within. Eventually, the clamoring faded into white noise as you slowly lulled yourself to sleep. Oh god. What the awoo doing? Oh shit, Damien, I just saw your name.
Yeah, I just saw Damien's name.
No, I just didn't know you were supporting this project. Honestly, good on you. This project deserves it. Alright. Stay safe. Have a good night. And I will see you all tomorrow.